All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. So this time we're fixing the stream. I'll be the one hosting for a little while. So please excuse the professional 100% Irish production, and it is just me on this end. So it's gonna be a little bit of a little bit rough for me to actually deal with this. I do have two monitors set up, but oh, I should probably leave and spectate.
That might be an
I
idea.
probably need to do that. I probably should. Yeah. Oof.
There we go. So we have a lot easier time getting into the lobby this time round.
Yeah, definitely. And looking at these again, just looking at both these teams, looking at the side of the casters, they did a pretty good job. They had it definitely gave up one hell of a fight to the Team UK, but still they didn't. They weren't that successful later on into the game, but that doesn't matter. Hopefully, we will be jumping in pretty soon. And guys, please let me know if there's going to be any problems with the stream. My internet's alright, but the problem is that my rig isn't the best. I have possibly the worst graphics card ever, so the stream might be a little bit laggy, but I will try my best to sort that out.
I'm sure we're going to be fine. And we are going to see some great action coming out of both of these teams as well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we haven't seen the Team ENUK yet, but definitely excited to see. This time the ranks are a little bit closer to each other, so definitely gonna see where same level around of play. You can say Excoundrel gonna be having an easier time this time, so there's no excuse for you if you lose this time, Excoundrel. We're all watching you. The pressure's all on you now. So show us what you got. If he's gonna go for that cheese pig Z again, and he fails again, I don't know what will happen.
We could be seeing the team of ENUK being prepared for this Z pick, however. So I wonder if Excoundrel has anything else up his sleeve to go into this game with.
Yeah, he apparently he says he's ready to smash Nick with his Z, so it looks like he might be going for the Z as well. There are no bans, it is blind pick, so we could be seeing a mirror Z matchup in the mid lane. That it is possible. Definitely want to see that actually. Between both these guys, if they both go Z. If I'm not mistaken, do you remember the Z outplay between Faker and Ryu?
Yes, one of the best plays in League of Legends history.
Now, you see the bar that we've set for both these guys. They have to give us that level of play now. That's
if we do see that level of play, I will be very happy.
Oh.
as definitely something that'll be an absolute pleasure to cast as well.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you were gonna dye your beard as well. I would have been like, yes, I'm not alone.
I will cut my hair into a mohawk.
If they actually give us that level of play.
If they give us that level of play, I will have a mohawk. And I will dye it a hot shade of a baby color.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, I want to see this. Come on, guys. I want to see that. I don't want to be the only one doing anything here. But hopefully we'll be jumping in pretty soon. Both these teams are just prepping to see if they're both ready. Cranegasm is just trying to get it. They're both trying to get in pick order. So I definitely want to know who's actually going to be going up against Excoundrel. So, because we'll know from the, the LCS order. Top, jungle, mid, AD carry, support. Kind of, well known at this point. But let's see what Excoundrel's opponent will be this time. What do you think is going to happen actually between Excoundrel and his opponent?
If Excoundrel gets a lead, I'm really hoping that he's able to push that lead and take over this game, as he's probably one of the people who a lot of people viewing will actually know.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll give the viewers something fantastic to take a look at, and at the same time, it will give Excoundrel something to come out of this game with and be incredibly proud of it. Looking at the people he's going to be going up against and the ranked disparity, I guess you can say, the odds are in his favor here.
True. So the odds are stacked in his favor. He might be going up against Blue Streak. I'm not sure what we're still trying to sort up the lineup, but hopefully we'll be starting pretty soon in this second game between the casters and the Esports News UK team. We should be jumping in pretty soon, and let's see what both these teams are gonna have to pick this time. Will it be another Z for Excoundrel? Will it be another Nasus for Rito Games? Let us wait and see, and here we go.
Will we see another Camille support coming out?
Ooh. That is interesting. We already see the Kindred Hover by Rito Games. Definitely one of the junglers that hasn't been picked recently. She has shied away from that jungle and overshadowed by absolutely and positively everyone. Oh! The Yasuo for Excoundrel.
The
Yeah.
bait and switch coming straight out. Another high skill capped champion, and somebody who we can actually see coming in with quite a lot of BM. So if Excoundrel does get the lead here against Renegade,
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping that we see a lot of BM.
Oh, looking at Renegade, it looks like he might be tryharding himself a little bit, and he is gonna be locking in the Ari. So, definitely gonna give Yasuo a little bit of a hard time. But if Excalibur does manage to play around the wind wall pretty well, then he could be able to get the advantage against Renegade. Otherwise, Renegade still does have the opportunity to just dash over the wind wall and then apply a couple of skill shots. But it's all up to Excandrel. It's all up to him to see how he actually plays around that, because it does kind of counter Ari, you know, a little bit too hard with that wind wall, just blocking absolutely everything. Jaws looks like he wants to go for yet another Teemo in the top lane. Could do pretty well against Volibear, but he's rotating still. He still doesn't know exactly what he wants. But looking at the bot lane of Darkseal and Jordan, the tryhard Ash Misfortune.
Going into the Lucian and Brand as well, as we do have the team comps locked in here, the bot lanes will be the front of a lot of action, I feel, coming into this game. So we're going to have to keep a very close eye on those guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. And now with that 3-minute spectator delay, just let's have a look at both these teams. Victor in the top set against Volibear. What do you think of that matchup?
I think the Victor top lane is something that we can't really comment on because it's not something we generally see.
Yeah.
Early game, I believe that Jaws will be bullying the lane, pushing it in. But as the game goes later, if we're sticking to lanes, then Fandasuba will just be able to run in, ignore a lot of the damage, and use his passive to either get the kills or force Jaws out of lane and draw himself an advantage going into the later stages of the game.
Yeah, I guess I agree with you to some extent, but if Victor still plays around or gets an early Rylai's, then he can just constantly slow the Volibear. I think that's mainly the reason why we don't see a lot of Volibear recently. It's just because he's easily kited by almost everyone at this point. Everyone always has a dash and you know, and just so many skills that they can actually use just to get away from him, and they can apply a lot of slows to him, and there's nothing that he can do. He needs to be in range to get the slow off from his roar, but he's just never going to be able to do that. Victor can constantly slow him. He gets a speed boost, of course, with one of his abilities as well, so he's always going to have that extra movement speed on Volibear. Considering Volibear does get a movement speed increase a little bit when he's heading towards enemy champions, but I still don't think he might not be able to do that. I mean, Victor has the movement speed buff from one of his abilities. He does have the slow from the gravity field into the stun. And if he has the Rylai's, everything is just going to constantly slow the Volibear. But still, too early to tell. But I definitely favor the Victor in the early game. And again, depending on what kind of jungle pressure we see from Blue Streak and Rito games. So it's still debatable as to what can happen towards that lane.
Looking also into the jungle here, we've got a Kindred going straight up against a Vi. Now, Vi has a lot of gank pressure. She can set up her own ganks, and she can come in, she can fist people. It's fantastic. As she can come into these lanes, it will be explosive. However, Kindred has less ability to set up her own ganks, and mostly will just be kiting around. So she will be in this match. She'll be trying to get in and punish the over-aggression of Team ENUK.
Yeah, exactly. So, as you said, Vi does definitely have the capability, you know, with the flash Q and then just set up the ganks there. Ari does have the charm to facilitate the gank as well in the mid lane. If Victor gets caught out in the top lane by Fansuba on the Volibear, he could, again, set up the gank for the Vi, so there's a lot for him to actually work with. You also have the stun combo on the Brand in the bottom lane. So for the side of ENUK, they do have quite a bit of CC in almost every lane to facilitate the gank and make it even easier for the Vi, who can already make the ganks easier for herself. She does have still a good amount of pressure. And in this early game, I'm definitely going to give it away to the Vi. She is going to have quite a bit of extra damage. Now, of course, we're going to be jumping into the game, but bear with me as I actually try and fix... Because I'm sure that the overlays are all kinds of wrong. But I need to deal with them pretty soon. So bear with me here as I jump into... I am only using the 2 screens. But again, the stream quality drops drastically whenever I use both of them. But let's have a look, see at what the stream looks like when we are in game. And and it looks black. It is just a screen of black.
We are currently in the game here, so as soon as you have that sorted, we can just
Wait.
quickly take a look over at the
Oh, looking
other.
at the keystones as well, actually, which is what we should be looking for. But nope, I see a screen of black on my screen of my eye. So I'm not even sure if you guys can actually see the game. Definitely not a good start, but bear with me as I try and sort it out here. This should be on top of everything. Ah, there we go. There's the game. Hello.
And now, as we are going to come into this as well, out of all of these lanes, I have to say I feel like the bot lane will be the most explosive going in.
Mm-hmm.
We have an Ashe and Misfortune going up. That's a double damage lane going up against another double damage lane. It's just going to be who can trade better and who can take advantage of those trades more effectively.
Yeah, exactly. Bear with me as I try to just set up the overlays and make sure that they're actually proper. Don't want them to be too big or too small, but that does create a little bit of an issue here. This is definitely not good. I'm trying to handle a lot of things here, but bear with me, folks.
30 seconds until
There we go.
So whilst you're setting that up,
this is as proper as the stream is going to get. It's not gonna get any better or hopefully any worse than this. So I'm looking at the stream. Just let me know if it's actually good or not, because this is, I'm not too sure. Looking at both these teams, there's no shenanigans. They're gonna spot each other out, but oh boy, Jordan Walsh.
Straight in. Jordan Walsh is going to be forced to flash straight away. Scoundrel just poking his sword out. No damage going to be followed up from that. We're going to be seeing a dance party coming out of Ashe there as the entirety of the team ENUK just back out into their own jungle and take to their lanes now.
Yeah, exactly. And if I'm not mistaken, Jordan Walsh was the guy to actually give away first blood. Scoundrel.
Fantasuba pulling in Scoundrel, Renegade getting that early damage down, creating a very nice lead in that early laning phase where Ari's now going to have such an advantage going up against a Yasuo with no potions.
Yeah, exactly. And as you said yourself, just because he has no potions, and Renegade does have both these cookies of rejuvenation for himself, so he's definitely going to have a little bit more sustain early on. Scoundrel, if I'm not mistaken, has Fervor of Battle rather than Warlords, so the only lifesteal he actually has is going to be from that Dorn's Blade itself and nothing else. So it's definitely going to have a hard time in that lane early on, especially with Renegade being ranged and Scoundrel himself being melee, so still a little bit of a hard time for Scoundrel early on. You can already see all those auto attacks and all that damage being applied early on. And just looking at again, look at Cranegasm, and I'm gonna have a hard time saying that name. I'm just gonna go with Monster. By the way, just to clarify, Diomedes. Okay, what time are you on actually? Just so we can actually be on the same time. I hope to God we are on the same time.
I am on 2 minutes 40 seconds.
42, 43. 44.
That's the one. There we go.
Alright, there we go. So the stream is actually pretty good, I'm hoping. If there is anything bad with the stream, let me know and I will try to sort it out as soon as possible. But again, yeah, look at Fantasuba in the top lane. As soon as he tries to make an engage onto Jaws in the top side, Jaws just easily procs his ability and gets that movement speed buff and escapes. And it's just really easy for him, and you can already see Blue Streak looking for a gank in the mid lane.
Coming into the middle, that's the Q going to be missing there. Scoundrel was forced to flash out, but Blue Streak just running forward, forcing out the exhaust, and that is first blood going straight over to Ari, as Fantasuba is going to be stunned up by the gravity field in the top lane. Blue Streak now also going to be aggressed on by Rito Games, as Rito Games is just going for the double here, looking for the damage, getting that proc down, the third proc, and will the red buff finish Renegade off? It doesn't look like it will, as Darksil and Jordan Walsh back into the bot lane here, getting some trades off as well.
Oh, boy, actually, Rito Games and Renegade both barely escaped. The last turn, I think it was like 10 HP for Rito Games, and Renegade had the same problem as well. The red buff not getting the kill just yet, but it's still going to be the first blood going in favor of Renegade. You already see the Scoundrels getting that null magic mantle, getting that early magic resist for himself, because we all know if he doesn't get that sustain early on, he's just definitely going to have a hard time, and we've already seen that from those flashy plays from Renegade as well. Definitely Scoundrel's not having a fun time, but oh boy, bot lane.
Trade into the bot lane as Jordan Walsh trading a lot of damage over, and trades coming into the top lane as well, as this is Jaws getting the kill on Fantasuba, following a lovely gravity field there. Diomedes is just trying to push forward now with that Brand's Pillar of Flame, but not really securing too much as the health advantage is going over in the favor of the blue team. Darkseal stepping too far forward as Kranegasm dashes in, getting that piercing light to finish off that kill.
Yeah, I mean, you said it yourself, they did have the health advantage, but doesn't mean you can go 1v2. Definitely does not mean that. So, giving away a free kill to Kranegasm, definitely not a good start for Darkseal on the bot side. Especially with Kranegasm starting off with the longsword, this makes it an easier path for him to go into Lethality and the Ghost Blade, and basically everything like that, instead of going with the Doran's Blade. He did have those 3 cookies, so his sustain early on was still pretty decent. So definitely gonna again have an easier build. He is gonna go back with 1500 gold, so he should be able to get a good amount of lethality, get 1 Dirk, and maybe put another 1 or 2 long swords as well for himself. So he's definitely gonna have a great start against Darkseal. But Scoundrel
into the mid lane, Renegade just putting that charm into the wall of the Yasuo. No follow-up able to be coming up on the back end of that fight. Back to farming now.
Yeah, exactly. It was really well played by Scoundrel. He played that one really well. He forced, or rather, defended himself against the charm. But oh boy,
in for the trays here. Has some very flashy play coming in from Scoundrel. A couple of S-Dukes there, which always lovely to see. A little bit weird when you're playing against it because you're not really sure what to expect as the farm is coming down. And farm numbers in the mid lane are going in favor of Scoundrel, 33 to 16.
Yeah, and he does have about a 200 gold lead on Renegade, even though Renegade does have a kill, but the CS lead is definitely going to help him. And my screen is freezing. I'm still on 6 minutes 01. So I might be a couple of seconds behind you, but oh god, this is
no problem.
What time are you on the stream actually?
6:14, 15,
yeah,
16.
So I'm a couple of seconds behind you there, but let's see if I can just
Trade coming into the top lane here as the gravity field misses. Fandasuba just getting aggressive. This is Jaws getting the proc there of the Thunder Lords, and now we're going to see Fandasuba getting the dance off at the end of that. He realized he was going to die on that one.
Yeah, definitely getting the kill away, but he is going to die a happy bear. Now, I was a little bit behind, so you were a little bit talking in the future there, Dan, but hopefully it's sorted out now. So I'm on 648.
There we go,
boy.
50. As Rito Games gets a lot of punishment onto himself there. Going a bit too aggressive, Pillar of Flame coming up, but no follow-up, no stun going to be landed as Jordan Walsh getting some extra damage down on the end here of that fight. And there's the stun landing down onto Darkseal, going down to half health now, as it looks like the health advantage is in favor of ENUK.
Yeah, and this time they're the ones who are going to be pushing up the... Oh, boy!
What a lovely play there coming in from Kranegasm. That was a gasm indeed, as he's just going to run out through the Tri-Brush, getting that lovely kill. Serrated Dirk giving him a lot of damage already in these early trades.
Yeah, and I think literally every time you actually say whoever has a health advantage, there's a kill in the bottom lane. It's the second... You're 2 for 2. Oh,
and this is Rito Games going in, forced to use the Kindred ult now. But Diomedes not going to take too much damage on the end of this fight as Jordan Walsh trading back 1 kill. Diomedes pushing forward. Scoundrel now in the bot lane, joining up for this fight. That's going to be a flash secured bomb from Diomedes. Forced out there as Scoundrel finishes off with that pink ward.
But the misclick from Diomedes as well. He barely missed the... Or he actually just completely missed the Pillar of Flame onto Jordan Walsh. He might have been able to secure Jordan and get the blue buff for himself, but that misclick, just a little bit too far off. But this time he should be able to back off. Force the flash actually because of the Scoundrel roam. But now Scoundrel is level 7, so he does have his ultimate available. All he needs is a knockup. But looking at his team, no one's gonna help him from that. No one actually has a knockup to assist Scoundrel with his ultimate. So definitely gonna be a hard time for him in those team fights. He's gonna have to have a sneaky little knock up, or even go ham and just dash in and knock up a couple of people and see if he can get a kill there.
Looking at the bottom lanes once again, farm going in favor of Kranegasm here as he's finished off that Yumu's Ghostblade. Level 6 coming out from that spot lane before the level 6 is coming out from the blue side. So we could see an explosive fight starting off as soon as the blue team get back into lane as they secure that first dragon for themselves.
Yeah, looking at Doc, they did have early dragon control in the first game against Team UK. Yeah, they secured a mountain drake, and it was the only drake they actually secured because Team UK just took complete control of the game after that. But again, it's going to be a Mountain Drake going in their favor, and there's going to be another Mountain spawning after 6 minutes as well. So,
Jordan Walsh getting traded on here as the 1v1 support war comes in. It's fantastic to see those. Used to usually seeing more utility supports going in, but this is going to be the trades coming out as Blue Streak secures that 1 kill onto Jordan Walsh. Rito Games going to be followed up on as Renegade 826 finishes off the kill with Ari. 2-0 now on him.
Yeah, and again, that was really well played actually from the side of Team UK. They're still having quite a good amount of communication rather between themselves. The really good rotations as well. Renegade, this is the second time that he flash charms and gets a kill, or just flashes and gets a kill as well. So he has 100% win rate, 100% kill rate on that. But oh, Dark Cell.
Having to use the flash to get out of the culling there, as that was doing a lot of damage. This is Jaws landing that stun on Fandasuba's volley bear, now going in for more trades. This is going to be the ult, now channeled from This is Jaws, trying to get extra follow-up on the backside here, but Fandasuba is using that volley bear passive to just heal himself up through all of the damage and now back away.
Yeah, he's still able to survive, and that's exactly, again, what we were talking about before. Every time Volibear tries to engage, This is Jaws, this kites back, slows him down, speeds himself up, and constantly just trades back as soon as Fandasuba's Q runs out. And this is what is constantly happening between those two on the top side. And again, just looking at a little bit more on these teams, you can already see the 30 CS in favor of Scoundrel. 2 kills behind, but still 300 gold ahead. Really doing well for himself in that mid lane. Not falling behind, but he's in fact ahead. Looking at, again, 20 CS lead in favor of Blue Streak on Rito Games. But Rito Games is having a little bit more pressure around the map. They're still even on gold, though, so still going even in favor of Rito Games. Oh, Jaws!
Another fight coming out. This is Jaws going absolutely ham in the backside. Blue Streak is going to be chased down by Rito Games, who gets the kill, channels that ult on the end of the fight, staying alive as Fandasuba's going to have to chase him down now. The kite needs to come out as Rito Games cues forward, managing. Oh, but that is a charge forward, getting that flip. Fandasuba now trying to heal up through This is Jaws' damage. And we're going to be going away from that as action starting in the bot lane. Pillar of Flame landing. That's going to be the MF ult coming down. Jordan Walsh doing whatever work he can. Culling going to be finishing him off on the backside. Diomedes trade off as he takes 1 turret shot. Cranegasm also jumping into turret here. Level 7, double kill for the MF. Renegade now jumping into the top as Fandasuba is getting the support he needs. Scoundrel now getting exhausted. Renegade 826 putting a lot of damage down as this Ari is going to be put up into the air. That's the Yasuo ult going to be channeled, but Fandasuba finishing off that messy 1v2.
Yeah, it is. I'm just looking at the chat, the chat rather between those two teams. Apparently, Cranegasm is getting tilted by Diomedes, and rightfully so. Oh, Renegade actually gets struck by a crystalline arrow, but not gonna be able to get taken down himself. But again, Scoundrel trying to go for a 1v2 in the top lane and failing. Fandasuba actually secured the kills onto Jaws before we rotated towards that bottom lane fight between Darkseid and Cranegasm as well. So it's just kills all over the place going in favor so far of Team ENUK, but looks like Jaws might be able to secure the first turret of the game and get himself the first break gold.
And as you said, this is going to be a lane in which This is Jaws can consistently push up, but as we're talking about that, the Caster Curse comes in. We're going to be seeing another fight coming out as Cranegasm walking forward, getting a lot of auto attacks down. Flash forward from Diomedes, misses the stun, but gets the kill on the backside with an auto attack.
Oh,
successful
boy.
1-for-0 trade.
Oh yeah, and like literally what Cranegasm was talking about, his support Diomedes tilting him. Diomedes gets a kill with the last auto attack. Oh, it must be tilting even more. But,
and that is also going to be Rift Scuttle, Rift Herald.
That's not
big
a Rift. That is a big Rift Scuttle right there. That is a mad Rift Scuttle.
Herald as the fight is happening in the top lane again. This is Jaws getting a lot of damage down early on, but Fandasuba jumping in, and that is going to be the kill secured by the Kindred. Rito Games doing work on that. 3-3-2 at the second, but not that much farm in comparison to Blue Streak.
Yeah, and Cranegasm on the bottom side of the map actually secured a kill with the culling onto Jordan Walsh. Darkseid was forced to back, and now he's on his way back to the lane as well. But he could be overstepping his boundaries. Blue Streak is there. He is gonna be able to spot him off. He does have his ultimate. He does have the assault and battery, but they decide not to go for it. They decide, you know, Darkseid's already had a hard enough time throughout this game. And he's saying that he has about 400 MS, so it is a little bit hard for him to play the game at the moment. So Blue Streak showing a little bit of mercy for that poor Ashe in the bottom side. But looks like Rito Games might get caught out.
And this is going to be the fight again. Rito Games forced to use that Kindred ult. Lamb's Respite not doing enough work, however, as he's taken down by Diomedes once again. 217 on that brand support, but Scoundrel looking for something here, lurking in the wings. Not finding anything as This Is Jaws proceeds to the mid lane and just decides to clean up a bit of farm and get that push on.
Yeah, there is another Mountain Drake spawning in 15 seconds at the moment, so definitely looking to make a play there, but instead, really good call by the casters. They decide to go for mid lane while the dragon is still spawning, and looks like they might be able to pick up a dragon here, or rather a turret. That is a funny looking dragon, isn't it? Oh boy.
And that is Infernal Drake now live as well. Could be our next point
That's
of
a
contention as
Mountain
This Is
Drake!
Jaws getting a huge... Wait, is it?
It's a Mountain Drake!
Yes, it's a Mountain Drake. Whoops. And now Blue Streak is going to be forced out on this fight. And Blue Streak getting one kill onto This Is Jaws. The fight still going on the backside. And that's going to be Yasuo taking down another kill. And for some reason, Mountain Drake looks very red on my screen when it says live. Rito Games moving forward, trying to get the trade down. But Kranegasm too far ahead, getting a lot of damage out of that Lucian.
Oh, I think Rito Games almost secured a kill actually onto Kranegasm. The auto attack animation from the Wolf to proc the third stack. Just not proccing in time, and Kranegasm was the one who gets the kill first. Oh, Excandrel's gonna get caught out here.
And he's going straight in as this is the last breath being used onto Renegade. Diomedes trying to get some help in on the backside there, but
What
that's
was
going to be
that
the
arrow?
kill.
What? What is this? What was that crystal arrow coming up from Darkcell? Did you see that?
We are seeing missing pings coming out of the bottom lane as well. I think they saw it as well.
Oh boy, I just see through Darkseid. I see Crystal Arrow and it's just going back towards its own base. And I'm thinking, that's definitely the wrong direction. What are you doing?
I did have I like to say play, but it really wasn't. I flashed in on Braum yesterday and accidentally ulted backwards as the steal doesn't come out from Rito Games, queuing back over the end of the pit there. Still going to be in vision, and it looks like teams both backing off.
Yeah, and this time it is going to be the Mountain Drake secured for ENUK. 60 minutes into the game, 2,000 gold in, or rather 1.5k gold lead in their favor. What was that?
This distress getting to you already.
Yeah.
But we are feeling hype, not stress today, as the bot lane is going to be our focus. No, the mid lane's going to be our focus as Jordan Walsh getting another Eve out down.
I swear to God, if it somehow rotated towards the top lane, I would have been like, really? Okay, so the whole rift is our focus. It's never the one lane.
Directed Camera is playing some massive games with us today, as that's going to be the charm missing. Jordan Walsh getting out by the skin of his teeth there. Scoundrel giving the wall just to try and secure the exit here.
Yeah, and really nice happy feet coming out from Jordan. He's just waltzing around avoiding those skill shots, but really well played from him. Actually, he didn't have the flash available, so he still kept it calm and was able to escape. Looking at Kranegasm still in the mid lane. He does have the Ghost Blade Black Cleaver so far. We've seen the changes to Black Cleaver. It no longer actually builds out of the Caulfield's Warhammer. Builds out of the Kindle Gem. So it's more health, less damage this time. But and Renegade!
This is going to be a lot of damage going down onto Renegade on the backside as Rito Games secures another kill back into the mid lane now. As that's going to be the culling channeled here, going straight into that wind wall. Blue Streak now looking to go in on this fight as he doesn't manage to get anyone with the Q, so he channels the ult instead. Assault and Battery getting straight onto Scoundrel. Blue Streak going down as that's kited out absolutely fantastically. Kranegasm having to flash out on the backside as Rito Games gets flashed on himself. That's the bear taking down one kill, and Scoundrel not having enough health to go in on these trades with.
Oh! What?
That is insane!
Oh, Scoundrel, what are you doing? You didn't even notice the auto attack still proccing from the ultimate on that volley bear. Oh boy, that is literally the worst way that it could have possibly happened for Scoundrel. Fantasy wasn't even close. The minions were the source of demise for Scoundrel in that mid lane. Oh boy.
And with so much action going on, looking at the kill score, we are currently 11-21 with only a 1k gold lead, and not even that. 3 towers going in the favor of Team ENUK here.
Yeah, definitely still 3 for 1 towers. That's basically where they're getting all their gold, because there's a 10k or 10 kills rather advantage in favor of Team ENUK, but the turrets are still giving them a hefty amount of gold so far into this game. But you can already see they have a good amount of pressure around the map. They're losing team fights, they're getting picked off, but they're still getting those advantages and still getting those objectives to keep them in the game. So still, Casters not giving up. We've seen them do the same thing actually against Team UK in the first game as well. But oh boy, Rito Games.
This is Diomedes versus Rito Games, as Rito Games not showing any mercy. And I believe that Diomedes believed he was going to be dead there. Jordan Walsh getting that pink ward on the backside as well. We love to see some pink ward kills.
Oh yeah, I love
Best part of the game.
I love it when I was when I'm watching the EULCS or NALCS, and remember those times when people just take down wards and then the crowd just goes crazy.
Absolutely erupts, usually followed by a TSM chant in Europe as well.
Oh yeah, there's always the one guy everywhere, regardless of what you're watching. Like even if you're watching EULCS, there's always that one guy who's just gonna start a chant of TSM, and everyone's gonna follow. Shout out to Casper Grave. There you go.
Blue Streak is going to be just escaping there. No, he's going to be taken down by the Kindred of Rito Games. Scoundrel now 1v1 in Cranegasm. He manages to duck behind the minions, but taken down by an auto attack. This is 1 and 5 now onto that Yasuo, as Darkseal going to be aggressed on, and that's a double kill for the Lucian coming out of that fight. Renegades now going up against Jordan Walsh. Insane Mechanics missing that charm once again. That's going to be the E coming out from Misfortune, slowing everyone down, and Lucian getting another kill. Diomedes going to be taken down here, but traded off for the Kindred, as Vandasuba does a lot of work now on that Volibear. 8 and 3 at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. Just looking at the build for the Volibear for himself. Look at those items. He has a Warmogs, he has a Spirit Visage, and he doesn't have 3000 HP just yet, so he isn't going to be able to benefit from the passive of Warmogs just yet. But soon enough he will. But he's just going for a lot of HP just because of how his bite scales with his maximum HP. I believe it's 15% if I'm not mistaken on the Volibear. Or yeah, 15% of his bonus health is added to the damage of his bite. So he just wants to deal a lot of damage with that. So really good itemization towards it as well. But looking at both, or looking at the side of the casters, there's a good amount of AD and AP damage coming out from them. The Victor does apply quite a bit, so I definitely want to itemize towards both of that. But oh boy, here we go again.
Both teams looking
How many
for
times has Renegade missed a charm?
I believe we should probably have a tally on the side for this.
We should have a counter, yes. Oh boy, Rito Games trying to make a
Blue
play.
Streak going to be forced out of that, as Jordan Walsh channeling that bullet time, not getting too much damage down, as Vandasuba is just far too tanky to take any of that. Scuttle Crab advantage going to be going in favor of ENUK on the top side here, but we've got an entire red stack coming out as the community are looking to make this engage. Could be an explosive fight as Cranegasm uses that U-moves going forward, not getting too much though, as Blue Streak joining this fight as well.
Exactly, and again, it's Rito Games trying to make plays on the side. He tried to make an engage on Blue Streak, and Jordan Walsh was trying to divide up the team fight with that bullet time, but still not able to make any sort of hard engage. And we're going to see the third and final, yeah, I was going to say clown, but it is a Mountain Drake. Still spawning. It is going to be the last one. Let's see who's going to have that extra 10% damage increase to their objective damage. Turrets, dragons, barons. No inhibitors though.
Rito Games on this first, and they're taking that second Mountain Drake. Trading back the Kindred on the backside, having the vision to get those last couple of auto attacks over onto the side. Jordan Walsh being forced through in the mid lane, as it looks like the engage is trying to be made here. No dice, however, on that one.
Yes, I mean, look at the side lanes. They're for the past while they have always been pushing for the side of the casters and the coaches, and because they have the pressure being applied on the on the sides, they're forcing Team ENUK to respond. And Scoundrel, what are you doing?
Caught out once again as the assault and battery going down, a lot committed. They do not want Scoundrel alive as he goes to 1 and 6 in this game. Got a lot of farm, but Jordan Walsh going to be back flipping over into the team, walking away slowly here.
Yeah, that was another charm that missed coming out from Renegade. Definitely not his day on that Ari. Having a hard time landing those skill shots. Skill shots are hard, okay? They're not easy.
Both mid laners having a difficult time here as Scoundrel going to 1 and 6. Got a lot of farm, but Cranegasm jumping forward, getting another dash forward, getting the first kill. Now tower diving in onto this, but he's going to be going far too deep, going down in the end. Renegade's trying to follow up as this is Jaws. Decides he doesn't want any of that. That's Renegade going very low, but surviving at the end of this fight.
Again, overstepping from Crane, but he does so because he has a massive amount of damage. And still, off of the back of that fight, he still gets 2 kills for himself. Renegade tried to save him, but just still does have quite a amount of damage. Here comes Rito Games!
Fandasuba going to be caught in that gravity field, and a lovely follow-up from Rito Games, just managing to secure the kill once again. Fandasuba 8 and 4 now.
Oh, looks like the Baron is the next target on their sights. They saw that Blue Streak was towards that bottom side of the map. No one can contest it. They have a good amount of damage themselves, but tankiness is what they're lacking. Scoundrel trying to play with a wind wall, but miss it a little bit, but still really got called by the casters, and they get themselves a Baron, and now they have a 2.5k gold lead going in their favor, and now they're the ones who are in complete control of the game.
Who do we feel is shot calling this for Team ENUK here?
Not Scoundrel.
I was actually thinking Scoundrel because the score from his side doesn't look too great, so maybe he's focusing all of his energy into that.
Are you trying to give the guy you're trying to give him an excuse, aren't you?
I've got to, you know, we've got to stay positive on this cast as Blue Streak forced to
I'm not
flash
saying
out.
I'm not saying it's his fault, but I think everyone from this side of ENUK is just focusing on making Scoundrel's game.
The focus
terrible.
here onto Rito Games, however, forced to use that Kindred ult. Going to survive with another lovely flash as Renegade jumping forward. You can't miss the skill shot if you're right in front of him. Jumping straight in. Ash also traded off as Darkseal going down to 0, 7, and 4.
Yeah, that
and
is
fight
again
still going on.
Bye-bye.
This is yours with a stray Q on the backside of that fight. Jordan Walsh being forced to run away here. Not fast enough, however, as Fandasuba is going to be taking no damage and killing off the Misfortune. Fandasuba now going to be contesting with 2 blue members, but can't do anything as the last tick of that Victor ult finishes him off.
Yeah, he does have the relics, he does have all the slows that he wants, but again, Cranegasm, here we go!
Going very ham, playing like Uzi, and going down like Uzi in the backside, as that's another kill for the Victor. 8, 3, and 5 now.
Yeah, and Excentra tried to land that last knock-up onto Diomedes to see if he can get yet another kill, but unsuccessful that time. But still, Scoundrel hasn't gotten a kill in quite a while. He's only had the 1 kill since the start of the game, but that just sounds about it. There's only so much that he can actually do. He's always trying to make plays, but he's always just getting those assists rather than the kills themselves. So still, I believe he does have the 100% crit chance right now, so he should be able to deal quite a bit of damage. He just needs the attack damage itself to deal it. But again, oh, here we go. Blue Streak might get caught out here.
It looks like he's going to have enough to get out here, but Rito Games jumping forward, and that's going to be half health on Blue Streak. Now the Assault and Battery coming down. This is Jaws put up into the air, but Rito Games putting Blue Streak down into the ground.
Yeah, Blue Streak was trying to get the Courage of the Colossus, see if it can survive that way, but it's just not enough. And Diamond is actually forced to flash. Had to run away from the gravity field, but Scoundrel getting caught out again.
And this is Cranegasm going absolutely ham here, but that's going to be Rito Games using his Lamb's Respite. Cranegasm getting some damage down, trading a kill there, as that's going to be a lovely trade. Diomedes going to be taken down. This is almost my signature line now. In the backside, as Scoundrel forcing this out.
Oh, Scoundrel, what are you doing? What are you doing?
This is going to be the bear killing off the Samurai.
Samurai, you can slash all you want, but the bear's just not gonna stop. He's not gonna stop. Looking at the itemization, he looks like he wants to go for a Righteous Glory. He wants that extra movement speed, and he's still on the tier 1 boots. Get those movement speed boots. You gotta get those. You gotta get the what's it called? Oh wow, I can't even remember the name of boots now. That doesn't matter. There you go.
As we're moving forward into this, Jordan Walsh using that blast cone very effectively, pushing Fandasuba back and himself going into the blue pit. I'd like to quickly point out that chat is currently having a fantastic chat at that.
I can't see that chat, I'm tilted.
I've been saying in the backside a lot, and Cindersin has asked take a movie and put in the backside on the end of it. I suggested Die Hard, but we have some fantastic ones here.
What about
Fast and Furious?
No, the Dark Knight Rises in the backside.
We've got Supersize Me in the backside now as Fantasy is going to be chased off of this. That's going to be the passive popped. Rito Games still chasing in for this, going far too far forward. Rito Games taken down.
Rito Games. He was flashing the mastery, but he's the one who ends up getting taken down. But I'm kind of jelly that I can't see the chat myself. I'm actually going to try and set up my laptop on the side to view the stream.
Rifty Sienna finding Nemo in the backside. Oh my. And as we're saying in the chat as well, a lot of greed coming out in that last player's blue streak is going to be taken down using his ult quite wastefully there. Kranegasm trading 1 kill back. Ari on Renegade getting another kill. 5, 3, and 8 at the moment. Pushing up the mid lane is the blue team here, keeping Diomedes out from getting into the mid lane. Darksil just pushing forward on this Ashe, doing what work he can. We've got Volibear trying to run forward, not going to be able to find anything, not fast enough to do that just at the moment.
Yeah, he has the Righteous Glory available to him, but he still doesn't have the Boots of Swiftness. But it looks like he's going to be going to the Merc Treads instead, just because there's a good amount of slows. But there's not much CC. There's only the Gravity Field. There's the Crystalline Arrow. I'll give you that, but there's just not much that they can actually do. So I think Swiftness would have been the better option, considering there's not a lot of CC from the side of the casters and coaches. But he might just go rotate to that himself. So apparently Excadrill has to leave in 10 minutes. So we're going to be seeing a Clown Fiesta in the mid lane for the foreseeable future of this game. And
the Clown Fiesta is starting as the stun lands straight down onto the true Darksil. Fandasuba getting stunned up on here, and Scoundrel jumping in, doing what work he can, but taken straight down by Kranegasm as Jordan Walsh can't find anything else here. This is going to be 5 members of the team still left alive. Double kill coming out of Kranegasm there as he's rushing forward, gets the flash out of that gravity field. Renegade securing the kill, and that's going to be Lucian taking another. Only 1 kill traded back now as Rito Games jumps in on the flank, and he's going to be put up into the air. This is going to be Lamb's Respite going down, but he's not going to be surviving for too long as he trades only 1 kill back.
Yeah, again, so far it's a 5 for 2 in favor of the side of ENUK, and I'm like the person I'm actually looking forward to the most to talk to about these games is Rito Games, aka Doctor, because he was always just talking up about these games, and he's always saying, "Oh, like I'm Diamond 5 and stuff." I'm just gonna say, yeah, but you lost both the games. I really want to. I want him to lose. Not gonna lie, cause it just be funny that way.
We are seeing the mid lane turret just being taken down there. This leaves it with 4 turrets to 3 at the moment. Scoundrel missing that tornado. Kranegasm doing a lot of work as he's got so much damage coming into this fight. Blue Streak now chasing onto him. True Darksil taken down by Kranegasm as this is Kranegasm going absolutely insane before being taken down by This Is Jaws. Blue Streak forced to dash out of that fight. Fandasuba trying to... Oh, no! He walked back in. He's taken down by the laser of the Victor. The triple kills going...
Where's the Penta? Where's the Penta? Let's go! Why no Penta, though? Oh, it is actually sad. You know, the other 2 members are still towards the top side, but we can already see pings again coming up from the side. It looks like Doctor's the one making the call this time. They want to go for Baron again. They have been spotted by the ward apparently, or by the Squire's Bloom. But definitely see what's gonna happen here. Diomedes is there. Rito Games is just trying to clear a little bit of that vision. But oh yeah, quick question: who is Sona Boner? I love the name.
Fantastic. I still need credit for Kranegasm. Well, Kranegasm doing a lot of work in this game. 23, 7, and 6 with 250 farm. Highest number in the game at the moment.
Yeah, and Defta has the most game gold as well. He's 18,000, meanwhile everyone else on his team is 11. He has a 6k gold lead alone on his team. He's basically the one with all the advantages, so he's definitely the one to carry. And he has the Bloodthirster, so he's gonna have quite a good amount of sustain as well for himself. He is full build. He should have the pot as well to increase that lifesteal and just get him even more sustain. He's gonna have the red buff as well, so even more sustain outside of those team fights. But let's wait
The
and see what's
fight
going to
is
happen.
going
Here
to be
we
starting as
go!
Culling channeled straight away. Crane-gasm killing off Jordan Walsh with ease. Fanda Super not having enough regen to survive through all of that, as that is a huge ult coming out from the Yasuo. Last breath is the last breath of so many members of the team there, as Blue Streak and Renegade forced back here. This is a free-for-free trade at the moment, but health is still in favor of Team ENUK.
And that is going to be 3 for 3 still, but it is the casters who are the ones actually pushing. This is Jaws. He could get a kill. Oh! He does get a pick onto Renegade. Oh boy. That is a burst of damage you do not want in your face. And you definitely don't want to, you definitely don't want, you know, a fizz on your chase. Get it? No.
Oh dear Christ.
That was bad. That was actually terrible.
And that is an inhibitor going down in favor of Team ENUK, as I'm trying to hold back some laughter here. Darksil and this is Jaws heading up towards that top lane, probably going to try to take down the last tier 2 turret, one of the remaining tier 2 turrets even.
Yeah, there's still quite a good amount of T2 turrets left around the map, but looking at Jaws actually on that top side, after those farm that he got in the mid lane, he did just Flame Horizon Fantasupa in that top lane. Flame Horizons when you overlap the enemy laner in 100 CS, but that doesn't matter. Here we go.
Overlapping is a lot of CC going down onto Walsh, mates, as he's taken down very easily. A lot of ults committed into that, so this could be an advantage for Team ENUK if they can grasp it.
Yeah, definitely the Baron is still available, but here we go. Scoundrel trying to get picked off, but still Fantasupa. Not much follow-up from the side of Team ENUK. They still have the one-man advantage. Jordan Walsh, 30 seconds on the clock. Elder Dragon's on the board. Baron's on the board, but they just want to run it down mid.
And that is Culling doing a
what?
lot of damage, even through the heal of True Darksil, taking down Jordan Walsh with ease. No, sorry, Scoundrel. As this is another fight coming out, Jaws is unstoppable at the moment as Blue Streak diving into the backside, but this is a lot of damage coming out of Crane-gasm. Rito Games securing 1 kill onto Blue Streak. Renegades having to Zhonya's in the end of this. Looks like that is going to be the Duke, and that is going to be the kill coming out. The double going down for Kindred as he is forced to use his Guardian Angel. Taken down by Rito Games is Crane-gasm, and this is the ace for Team ENUK.
Yeah, there's 30 seconds on the clock at least. Diomedes needs 25 seconds to come back onto the map, and Rito Games has all the things he needs. He has all the objectives on the board. He can get anything he wants. Jordan Walsh is pushing towards that bottom side, and looks like Rito Games wants to solo that Elder Drake and wants to get that buff. They do have 2 Drakes to 2, so both teams will gain the same amount from the Elder Drake, but looks like Rito Games does want to solo it, and he is going to be able to do so, and gets that advantage for his team. That is going to be quite a bit of... oh, my apologies. Go for it.
That is the Elder Dragon, of course, going
Yes.
with a Windrake and the Earth Drake as well. So a lot of damage coming out to structures.
Your names are completely wrong. No, it is
Oh,
Mountain,
my.
and it is Clown. Not even Cloud.
Ah,
Clown Drake. Why you do this?
This is a UK and Irish difference. We don't do things right here in the UK.
Yeah, you think that, you know, I was gonna make a you know, 6 counties joke, but no, that failed. that failed. That failed miserably. Oh boy, let's have a look on the map again. Baron is available, but there's Elder Drake on the side of the casters and coaches, with Doctor, aka Rito Games, looking like he wants to do the Baron, but at this point we should just run it down mid. This is exactly what's going on. They have the Elder Drake, so they have the advantage in the team fight. So this is what they want to do, and looks like they might be looking at closing up the game pretty soon. They don't have quite a lead. Oh boy!
A lot of damage coming out from that Culling, and a Baron soloed.
Rito
by
Games
the
solos the
Kindred.
Baron. What even? He doesn't have any. He used his ultimate. That's why he actually got the Baron. Oh!
And we're jumping straight into the team fight. Diomedes getting the first kill on that Brand. 2 kills now for the Brand support. Not doing too much supporting, but doing a lot of killing as Scoundrel is taken down once again. Crane-gasm adding another 2 kills to his 28 kills, now leaving him at 30. That is full build. And he's doing a lot of work in these
Oh,
fights.
Rito
Rito
Games.
Games now jumping in. Gonna be using that Guardian Angel straight away. Also flashing that level 7 Mastery emote as he's gone completely out of this fight.
Yeah, looks like this is gonna be the game. There's quite a bit of time. 25 seconds still onto Jordan and 30 seconds plus onto everyone else. And my screen froze.
And has mine.
I think they just left the game. Well, that's
Okay.
No, there
We're
we go. We're back. Okay, so as long as yours froze as well, I'm fine. But if mine only froze, I would have been tilted again. Oh, the lag is real. Everyone lagged apparently. That was a lag spike. But you know,
Tactical lag spike coming out there as Cranegasm taking the top turret, and this is going to be the bottom turret of that secured. This is going to be game, and that is the community edging out the victory here.
yeah, and it's gonna be the ENUK rather getting the game. And again, casters and coaches getting unlucky, losing the second game in a row, and hashtag never lucky.
Lost that game with a gold advantage as well.
Yeah, exactly. And this time they definitely had the gold lead for quite a bit. They had all the objectives, but they were just losing the team fights and everything from there. It just didn't look like it was gonna work for them, because they were always just trying to make plays. But that last team fight, because Rito Games wasn't there, he soloed the Baron, but decided to rotate top rather than the team. And as soon as that happened, immediately good call from me and UK. Go for the fight since it's a 5v4, and they got the win.
And a very exciting game coming out there as well. Lots of fighting, lots of action coming in. We're seeing 58 and 41 kills coming out of that game. 99 kills, just short of the century there. So very, very much a bloodbath.
Yeah, definitely. And now looking at the next item on the list, for the stream, I believe it is going to be a Hearthstone 1v1. Now I don't play Hearthstone. I don't do this. So let's actually wait and see who's going to be hosting this stream. The stream is basically just a hot potato at this point, where we're just throwing around. All right, who's hosting? Who's next? Who has this?
I would like to add as well, that will be my last cast for the day.
No, Dan, no.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, Sandstorm. I've had great fun being here, and honestly, the 2 games that we've got to spectate together and cast together have been an absolute laugh. So I'd love to do this again sometime, and honestly, if all of the games that we get to do are something along the lines of that, I'll be a very happy man.
Yeah, and yeah, definitely. Honestly, yeah, the cast was very good. I very much enjoyed it myself. Where's the shameless plugging, by the way? I didn't.
Oh, would you like me to do so then? So today, we are hosting a 24-hour live stream for the charity special effect. The first of the donation incentives is my co-caster Sandstorm dyeing his beard, and
Yes.
that will be at £200.
Yeah,
We're very close to that margin at the second as well.
Oh God, please tell me, how much are we actually done so far on the? I'm looking over the amount. We're £164, so we're £36 away from me dyeing my beard. Let's actually have a look at a couple of the donations. The last one we actually saw was a scoundrel. Tyron Davidson saying best of luck. Thank you very much. Tundra, £1 per death. And since it was 8 deaths, he donated £8. Thank you very much for the donation, man. Every little bit actually helps. Raphael, Pariah Toxic. My mom says hi. Sorry, I can't afford to donate more, but it's better than nothing. Thank you very much. And an anonymous £10 rather donation. I just want Renegade to know that no matter how horrible the performance in League, he's still our favorite guild leader. Oh, look at that. That was still pretty good. Thank you very much, guys. And literally every little helps for this charity. It's definitely the 24-hour charity stream for a special effect. Definitely a good incentive for us. So thank you everyone for your donations. No matter how big, no matter how small your contribution is, it is very much welcome.
And on that note as well, I'm going to take my leave here. It's been fantastic casting, and I really hope that we get to see not only Sandstorm get to dye his beard a rather spectacular colour, but
definitely.
at the same time, we are going to be targeting £5,000 today. If we can manage to make that milestone, it will be an absolute accomplishment and all going to a good cause as well.
Yeah.
So thank you all for letting me be here today, and thank you for the fantastic games to everyone who's played, everyone who's donated so far, and everyone who's commented in chat as well.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much, everyone. We're going to be swapping the stream around as well, so we'll have a different hope for the Hearthstone game. So bear with us as we restart the stream, and we'll be back shortly.